Hi guys, welcome on the Five for People. My name is Grant Goes, and today we're talking about calisthenics and women in calisthenics. The pros, the cons, the goods, the bads, the difference between the male and female, if there is any difference at all, and all those kind of good things happening straight after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Five for People, the platform that helps you find the best in health, sports and fitness and connect with those beautiful people, events and courses. So we're talking about women in calisthenics, and to help us to understand about women in calisthenics, we've got Marina. Hello Marina.
Hi.
Welcome on to the show and thank you for coming along.
Thank you so much for inviting.
No worries. You had your ride today as well, Gilbert.
Yeah.
He's picked you up.
Trying to get involved.
It's VIP service, I tell you what, all the way.
Just the face value.
Let's dive straight into it. A woman in calisthenics. Let's give people an understanding first what calisthenics is, and then we'll dive into the women's side.
Awesome. So calisthenics basically is a body weight workout. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, to explain people to make it easier, because a lot of people don't get, like, even if I say body weight, they're like, but it's something different. Like
they think circuit sometimes, or they think Tabata.
Yeah, so I'm like, just imagine kind of like a gymnastics in a more street style and a more simple way, because that's basically what calisthenics is. Yeah. But it's also, you can include anything that is body weight into it. Okay. And I think people started to do it mostly like literally on the streets. It is a street workout.
You see it all the time, right? You see it so you're from Ukraine, right?
Yeah, but I've never done it in Ukraine.
Oh, really?
Okay. I'm a really bad example of that.
It's illegal in Ukraine. It's not illegal in Ukraine, right?
Well, so a lot of the early days when I first saw calisthenics was a lot of people in that part of the world were doing it then. That's where it seemed to be popularized before it stretched out into other parts. Is that true, or is
it's a generic name, isn't it? It's like we've used it in physical education when we were like kids, you know. Yeah. But now it's got its separate entity. How come it became more popular now and well known? So, can you explain that to us?
I don't know how, like you never know how it gets more popular. I guess it's just like it picks up the trend. But it's just, I think it was impressive to see people just doing these incredible skills on the street without any, like, first of all, it's a very like a strong, because it's not like gymnastics where you have maybe a spotter, a mat, a special, floor, and everything is prepared for you. Calisthenics started on the street, so you just go on the street and you just move your body, basically.
Kids' playgrounds are taken over by
adults.
Is that would we just say that it's separate from parkour or other movement disciplines out there?
Yes, it is separate. So parkour is more of overcoming obstacles. So parkour is more moving from, it's a mix of free running as well and overcoming the obstacle, while calisthenics is way more moving. I would say it's even a bit more upper body discipline. Okay. Because you will see mostly it's like pull-ups, push-ups, handstands, and everything turning around the bar.
But gymnastics are doing handstands,
movement, it is a gymnastic basically on the streets. Exactly, it's
like a music genre, and they just slightly tweak it and it becomes a different genre of music.
Yeah. So true.
So how long have you been doing calisthenics for?
I've been doing it for 5 years.
Okay, awesome. And what got you into it?
So I was going through a pretty rough patch in my life, and I needed to find something that's, kind of fills a gap, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
And I saw people
distractions.
doing it. I saw people doing it in the park. I was in the park doing TRX, so that was my first introduction into TRX.
Yeah.
And I was doing a TRX, and then I saw this like really awesome like girls doing pull-ups. I was like, damn, what am I doing with this TRX?
Like, now they walk up the stairs. What's going on?
That looked just so much cooler, like
totally,
like full strength, and it's impressive because you feel like they're so strong and there's so much will and power, and it just looked really, really cool. And I was like, that time I didn't know it is calisthenics. I didn't know what it was. I asked my teacher, I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh no, don't pay attention to it.
Don't leave me.
Yes,
I noticed that. Why is it? I've observed you in the gym as well. Majority of your participants are females. You've got, I think, one male client.
No,
I do some males saw some males doing it as well, especially in the gymnastic.
So I think that's where it comes
sports.
back to women in calisthenics. And in general, I feel like being a personal trainer in general, and there is always, I feel like there is a separation. So for men as well, when they when they look at, especially when you look at calisthenics, so it's like a lot of pull-ups, right? A lot of strength, a lot of twists on the bars, and you need to be kind of like rough, you know. And when you see a female, you're like, can she do that?
Totally.
Like,
Yeah, there's a stigma about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a question like, I'm not sure if she can teach me that.
Yeah.
And then there's second part, like, but okay, maybe she can do it, but can she spot me? Like, especially if it's a bigger guy, and they're like, I'm not sure if you like, can you actually like carry me up to do a pull-up?
If I fall off the bar, are you going to be down?
Yeah, are you going to be?
I think male in general is apprehensive about it, or some are misogynist, or another aspect is we're impatient. Males are impatient. We want instant results, and I've observed that learning a handstand takes forever. You got to have a lot of patience and time.
You need to be calm.
It's really, I respect people that have that discipline and mindset to, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 hours, just doing handstand, practicing handstand.
Discipline, yeah. You just have to be committed, like 100%.
So how do you pick up clients? Do they come to you? Because it's difficult for me. It's like if I've got clients that are businessmen, they've got other priorities in their life. I don't have 2-3 hours to practice that,
No, but it's you see, we can always adjust it accordingly to each one. Like, I would not give you a program if you tell me I have half an hour. I'll give you a program for half an hour.
Oh wow!
So it doesn't need to be necessarily all 3 hours. Of course, you will you have to understand, to get the result, you need to apply time to it. But
absolutely, yeah.
You have to understand, you have to scale. So for example, if you have half an hour, I'll be honest, I'm like, okay, it will take you maybe 2 years, honestly. Like, let's be honest with yourself. But if you tell me, okay, I'm ready to commit, I want to learn it in half a year, I'll be like, okay, 1 hour every single day. But I feel like calisthenics also is very special because it's not like weights, where you go to the gym, you're like, okay, I'm going to do 5 bicep curls as the weight is. It's very.
You
easy.
have a perceived program,
and it's very easy to adjust the weight. So you literally pick up. Okay, I'm gonna only pick up 1 kg heavier, and then 2 kg, and it's very scalable. While in calisthenics, it's a lot of body awareness, and you have to turn on. You are so late, but you also have to turn on the whole body awareness, especially handstands. Like, it's balance, it's body awareness.
It's proprioception and all that.
Exactly. Being upside down, like not to get dizzy, and like we're driving. Look, patience. So it's so much harder to scale it comparison to just a bodybuilding, for example. And it is sometimes more frustrating because you literally work your mind and your body together at the same time. It's not like sometimes in bodybuilding. Like, I'm sure you can think about like my breakfast and like do it. Like, it's not the best.
They're disconnected. It's true. That for me, for me, that's my frustration, that people aren't focused on what they're doing because they find that it's you're automatic on it. It's like brushing your teeth.
Exactly.
You can scratch your head and pick up your nose while you're brushing your teeth. Unlike in calisthenics, when you took me through it, it takes absolute focus and literally you got to commit. And I agree with you. People are so disconnected, and then that's one way for you to get in touch with your body. But people shy away from it. How do you?
How do I pick up clients? I think it's very often.
How do you pick up female clients? Woman
by the head. Look, hey, because you got strong grip. She's got amazing grip.
We're talking about women in calisthenics. I mean, let's give it to the female side of things because it's so much more difficult for them.
I think it's just like for women, it's nice because they see a woman doing something and they're like, oh, well, and I'm not so young. I'm not a gymnast from the background. I've never done gymnastics in my life. So I just started when I was 26. That's when I started calisthenics. So it's not old, but it's still not a kid, It's much harder to pick up at that age than when you're 15 or even 7. So when people know that and they see what I'm doing, they're always, especially females, they're like, oh, she can do it. Maybe
it's possible.
It is possible. So, and they can relate. They're like, okay, maybe I can do that too. And it's also comfortable for them because knowing that it's a female, she will understand a little bit more. But there's still I find some female also get a bit more motivation when it's a handsome trainer standing over and okay, do it.
That's a different intention right there. Yeah. I get you.
Someone who comes really need to learn the skill.
Yeah.
I feel like they just find someone with who they connect or can relate to. And very often it's literally in the parks, or I will be in the gym doing something and they will come over and they will be like, wow, I really like what you're doing. I'm not sure what it is, but can you teach me that?
Yeah,
Can you
totally.
teach me handstand?
Do you find it easier or harder to coach a female or a male? I mean, do females connect better in this way, or
Yeah.
or do guys just got no understanding?
That's a very good question. That's a very good
Clients aren't listening, are they?
Yeah, because you mentioned that sometimes people come to you, you don't know their intentions, right? You're attractive, you look good. Yeah, I'll train with you.
It's very interesting. I think female, as you said, like more patient sometimes, so they can really like handstand. They don't have so much frustration.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I feel like males get really frustrated, so they go into like, why can't I do it right now?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of ego as well. Like,
Oh, true. Yeah.
I am strong. I'm male.
I'm supposed to be able to do this. We get insecure that I can do that because I'm a dude.
So
Do you feel there are different reasons behind why each is trying to do it? Like a guy probably thinks he's strong and he can just pull himself on a bar, or a female might think I'm doing it for the grace, the beauty, or just the simplicity of being able to do certain things.
What I love about females who I coach is I think they don't come in for outlook, for facade. They come for a skill.
Yeah.
And it makes such a big difference to teach someone who comes. It's a completely different intention. So they come because they want to learn a skill. So they're ready to put effort into the skill. And of course, the look will come. That's the thing. The look will come after it.
Yeah.
Males, I get different. Some come for the skill. Some come, it just looks cool. Like, can I just do it?
Yeah.
I have few males that come on and off, and but I really like the ones. All my clients who I have at the moment, they all come for a skill. They just want to get stronger. Just the feeling of like, I can do that. And also, for example, like for a handstand, it's not just the strength, it's also a lot of mobility and flexibility in your body, because when you're very stiff, it's very difficult. So
yeah, totally.
It's a perfect combination of being strong but also flexible and like healthy, I would say, in your body. So I like males who come to me now, they come, maybe they have strengths, but they don't understand their body, or they're not flexible.
Yeah, totally.
So they come for that aspect. While females come like, we have flexibility, but we don't have the strength. I want to get stronger. So, but I love, they come for a reason beyond just the look. And that's amazing.
It's very cool, right?
Yeah, that's why I love calisthenics in this sense.
Awesome. That's what I love to hear. Guys, we're talking about women and calisthenics, and if you got any comments, questions, please put them in the comment section down below. But we'll be back to talk more and find out more about why women do more calisthenics and the beauty behind it as well, straight after this.
On?
Sure is. Hey guys, welcome back to Fine for People. Talking about women in calisthenics and the beauty behind the art form that is calisthenics. Body weight movement is what we use. There's obviously some differences between males and females, the way they learn, the way they move. Some guys can't touch their knees, let alone their toes. Marina, we're going to talk about that when you talk about flexibility, when you talk about strength. And you see guys, and it's also... As a stigma, you see it very much about the strength. They go like, I want to be able to hold myself up, move myself across, do little walks. But when you see a female do it, you see they do struggle with a bit more upper body strength. Yeah. But the flexibility means they can do these other things. Like what are the strengths of the woman, and what are the compared to the male?
Oh, it's so different though. You can't really every person is so different.
Yeah.
But okay, in general, of course. Men are in general stronger in upper body. Like there's no discussion. It's easier for them to get a pull-up. It is much faster. For females, it's normally like, especially pull-ups. It's so much harder for a female normally to get a pull-up. However, it doesn't mean they cannot.
No, totally.
They absolutely
just takes
can.
more time. Yeah,
it takes a little bit more time and a little bit more work.
Yeah.
But I cannot, like, it's funny because everyone says like, men are not naturally flexible. And argue about that.
Yeah, I would disagree with that. It's you can. We've discussed this earlier back then that you can manipulate your physiology.
Yeah,
It goes back to the science of the body because male obviously produce more testosterone. However, the gym industry or the fitness industry have obviously sabotaged that with just focusing on one element. But now it's great that the industry is growing, that we're liaising with different disciplines.
Yeah.
People are becoming more aware now that lifting weights is not the only way to get stronger.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
and obviously, like me, when I try to practice calisthenics, I realized that I've got a strength deficit because I can lift this weight, but I can't perform this certain body weight. So I think people need to understand that you've got a strength deficit if you can't even perform or lift or ambulate your own body weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also body awareness. It's so much different. Like when you lift the weight, it's outside object, which is like when you have to do, let's say, front lever. You have to coordinate with your body, everything, like your core, coordination of your bum.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you mentioned that because males got a lot of ego. Oh, I've got big shoulders and strong biceps. I should be able to do that. No, you're in trouble, mate. As soon as you get there, you'll realize you'll get in trouble very, very, very quick.
And I think it's also because men in general, they tend to move off but more bodybuilding style. It was not common to do for men to do so much of like yoga.
We're not so familiar about it.
Yeah, it's not that men are stiffer. No, it's just I think that the whole lifestyle goes about like more of like, oh, just go to the gym.
We don't focus on mobility and flexibility.
And our bodies is what we like. If you don't use it, you will lose it basically.
Absolutely,
Whatever it is. So if you never use flexibility of your hamstring, if you never trying to go down and touch your toes, you will not. Your body will just log that range. You don't need it basically.
True.
It's better to focus on your strengths for your nervous system.
Is it feasible to train group of people in calisthenics? Because like you've said, it's very, very specialized. It's skill focus. You need a lot of attention. So how do you train people in a group? Like, what's the maximum or minimum numbers for a healthy class?
I think there shouldn't be any different. It's way more about like a coach skills. It's like it's about anything, whether it's yoga, whether it's calisthenics, whether it's CrossFit. To be honest, when it's a group, when it's a big group, you get motivation because you can see someone else doing a pull-up and you're like, oh damn, I can do it. Like it's a lot of mental strength.
Brings more energy.
Yes. I think calisthenics and even like any circuits, even training, when you see someone else doing it, you're gonna push yourself further as well. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. So a group class is always
I was watching. Let's go.
You can get involved. It's your show.
It's always good to have a group because you get excited about seeing someone else. And I find females are very competitive as well. No matter what, like a lot of people say, oh, males are competitive, they will be more. No, females are so competitive. And I have like my own little groups, like semi-private groups when there are 2, 3, 4 females. And if they see that their girlfriend did something they couldn't do, they're like, I'm going for it.
Gonna get you.
So is it fair to say that it's growing more on the female community?
No, I think it just depends on style. So it's like even like anything that you take, for example, any discipline, there are a lot of different styles out of it. So same in calisthenics, like what I teach, I focus a little bit more on the static and skills. But there is a lot of calisthenics where it's a very dynamic, more of a street style. Street style where it's a lot of backflips and swings on the bar.
So you do that as well?
No, I just prefer to focus more on the skill and like health of the body and flexibility and mobility.
So I'm curious. So what happens once? Okay, because calisthenics, obviously, you said that the objective is for a person, or especially female, to be able to lift their own body weight. Yeah. Doing a pull-up. Is there a number once they've achieved that? Or I can do a handstand now. What's next? Do they stay as your clients, or they?
No, there is always, and it's also interesting to see because people have different goals. So so for someone, it just was a goal just to get a pull-up. Yeah. Like once I got a pull-up, I'm done with my goal. I want to try something else. Yeah. It so depends on the person. However, in calisthenics, it's endless. Like the amount of things you can
Really?
achieve. It's like, okay, you start with a pull-up, but you end up, okay, I can do a pull-up. Can I do a front lever? Can I do a muscle-up?
Can you do a plunge? Can you do it yet?
It's difficult.
It's hard, eh?
It is difficult.
Yeah, I've seen it. You've done it, right?
Well, I used to do it, and then I got injured in my wrist, and I stopped for about a year. I stopped doing so much of a lean because I wanted to preserve the wrist, and I do teach a lot of workshops. So for me, being able to teach a workshop for a handstand is a little bit more important than teach a plunge.
Yeah.
Plunge is more advanced, right? Because
Yes.
plunge is like you do a split mid-air. Or
Oh no, it depends. There are so many different types of
Oh,
plunges.
really?
Yeah, there's a tag plunge, straddle plunge, full plunge.
Jesus, the plunge I know is the one you drink in the bar. So yeah,
Yeah, then you can do plunge on a finger or on a.
on the
Bruce Lee
finger.
style.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
There's a lot of. Who's your female role model when it comes to calisthenics?
Oh wow, that's a tough one.
Is there any? Is there any?
There's heaps of them out there that do
Really?
some
No,
amazing
I-
stuff, huh?
I don't like to put anyone as a role model. I think we all have to just
You
try.
can say yourself. It's okay.
Yeah,
no.
myself.
I look up to me.
No, I think there are a lot of amazing athletes
Yeah.
over there.
Oh, the PR answer. We're going for that. Oh, amazing, great.
Also, there are a lot of amazing female calisthenics athletes, and I think it grew a lot because when I started 5 years ago, we had like a Battle of the Bars. So
Yes.
Battle of the Bars is like a yearly event where everyone flew from different countries, and they just
Oh yeah, they had that competition in Muscle Show.
yes, exactly, yes.
That's calisthenics, right?
That's also calisthenics. Yeah, that's advanced. That's where they like fly and do tricks. and,
Super
like,
advanced. That's
yeah.
beyond human,
Exactly.
average
That's
human
how it looks,
performance. You know.
But before, when I first started, I didn't know, like, there were a competition who can do pull-up. And normally they didn't want to put female, like, category because there were just not enough females who would participate.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, it's just everyone can do, like, pull-up is not just nothing. That time, 5 years ago, here in Middle East, female can do a pull-up. I mean, unless you're a CrossFitter, maybe. That's a different
Story.
different story. It was like, oh, wow, you can do a pull-up,
Yeah.
like
Proper
that.
pull-up, huh? Not
Yeah, that's what
not
it-
like a goldfish out of the
No, that
fish
was
bowl. You know.
Salmon. It's a salmon
Yeah.
dance, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it has its own technique.
Okay, well, we actually time flies fast, but with the way that calisthenics is now, where do you see it developing? Like, say, the next 5 years.
Oh, wow. I think it's really growing, and I think people getting it younger, older. So I feel like there's way more different age groups that are going to be in calisthenics. I also see that it's going to be way more advanced because there's a lot of also gymnastic influence, and you can see there are a lot of people coming from gymnastic.
Yeah.
Maybe they were not there for like competitive gymnastics, but they coming from that background and
Yeah.
they join in calisthenics, which increases the level a lot. So you can see now females like doing backflips and swings, and the level increasing a lot. So I think in 5 years there will be more females in this industry because before it was very male dominant.
Yep, totally.
It's like,
That's
as
good.
I said, to be a female doing a pull-up, it was like, wow. Now you're like,
I should be doing like handstand push-ups, freestanding
I
somewhere.
know,
One hand, yeah, two
one
finger
hand
push-ups,
and,
yeah.
Exactly. So I see that the level going to definitely increase, and it's really nice to see women seeing that they can be strong.
Totally.
That's
Because that stigma is going out the door. Women being strong was kind of looked down upon. Now it's
Yeah.
like, hey, it's
Yes,
encouraged. It's accepted.
especially in this part of the world.
Yeah,
It's-
definitely.
People are becoming more liberated. It's good to see that.
Yep.
And you just did a workshop over the weekend, so there's
Yes.
obviously a demand. It's
Yeah.
it's not even in Dubai, so it's
Just
outside.
for
Yeah.
women, or
No,
Was it-
it
was
was
it-
mixed. It was
Oh,
mixed,
okay.
but still, there were a lot of. It was more handstand oriented workshop. So we were talking about like inversions, and I was teaching like how calisthenics can make you handstand because they were coming a lot from yoga background, and I was teaching how calisthenics or basic calisthenics exercises can make you much stronger. So the beauty of calisthenics, you can apply it to so many different disciplines that will help you because proper calisthenics is a little bit stricter than, let's say. Okay, I don't want to say, like CrossFit has a different form, right? So
hating on CrossFit, eh?
CrossFit has a different form, but it's so nice to see that, like, okay, in CrossFit you do like this, but then calisthenics you have to go slower, you have to engage more, you have to. So it's a nice mix. Or even in yoga, like you have yoga and you already do a lot of pushing power, But bringing calisthenics is like a next level. So a lot of disciplines take a lot out of calisthenics, and you can benefit from it because you really get body connection, like mind-body
massively.
connection. So that's a really good.
Huge growth. What's the next step for the people in the UAE, do you think?
What is what, sir?
What's the next step for the females in the UAE, more specifically?
Hopefully there will be like a proper female competition. Because until now there was still.
Is that so you can win, or? So yeah, come on.
No, I'm too old for that.
So when you say you want to see more women involved in sport, what is your mind successful when that comes to that?
No, I just believe like in the future, just there will be more female who can believe more in their power, and again, like just bring in more competitions can open up their mind to see what female can do as well. So that's
one of the things is, what's your favorite part? The strength part, the acrobatic part, the bar part? I mean,
no, mine is a handstand part.
You really enjoy it. Yeah, that's your trademark.
Yeah, it's just something different. Like you can be, when you swing and you do more of like a street style with a lot of backflips, it's a little bit more dynamic, and it brings you that. It's scary as well. It's really scary.
Yeah, because you're in your Instagram, twist. You do handstands pretty much everywhere. You're on top of the roof, or wherever.
Once you do a full competition, like it is really scary to do the whole flips around the bars. So that's something that you get adrenaline out of it. In a static stance, you get just more focus. You just have to stay really focused at what you do. So it's
totally.
Yeah, so it's just too different. Whether you like that adrenaline blood rush, or whether you like to be like
so
more focused.
For our listeners, though, because it's very specialized. Where do you have a facility, or because you said that you could pretty much do it on the street? But building up a community like CrossFit, obviously they have CrossFit boxes. People come together. And
there was the first, where I started was actually Skydive Bar Park.
Okay.
So it's a free open facility for everyone.
For everybody,
And it's just like a lot of bars, and it's amazing because it's free of charge. Anyone can come anytime and they can do it. And later on I started to work at Gravity.
Okay.
Which is amazing. And I really enjoyed it. And that is a specialized facility. And
Gravity is in Al Quoz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a Gravity Calisthenics gym. So it's a very specialized facility.
Just calisthenics.
Just calisthenics. They got a lot of like, because it is the whole massive warehouse, they have special place for flips, for tumbling, for even strength and conditioning.
Cool spot. Very cool spot.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. It's very specialized. But the beauty of calisthenics, you can do it anywhere. So if you cannot afford, or you cannot come for that class, you can just go literally to
any playground.
Any playground, and it's beautiful now.
Lazy people don't want to hear that. I can't do it. What's my excuse?
You can literally like
get out of that head.
Most of the guys do it at home. Like if you see you in Europe or States, they will do like front levers on the table. They'll just like, okay, I'll do it over here.
just move your coffee tables. I try to do that at my home. So.
You don't need the space, and it's beautiful now on the Kind Beach. They put a lot of bars.
Yeah.
So that's also really nice.
Very cool.
That's good.
What's the next thing for you?
I'm way more about teaching at the moment. And though I'm trying, it's very challenging to be a good coach and to be a good athlete.
Totally, yeah.
Because those are two different things. To be a good athlete means you are training 6 hours per day. Being a good coach means you have to coach 6 hours a day and learn.
I wish there was two of me, I could do it.
That's honesty right there.
Yeah, that it's completely two different things. So mixing both together, it's really a challenge. Like,
totally.
I've been, I think, struggling for the past 2 years. It's very hard. As soon as you dig into the clients, you start to lose your... And calisthenics it's good because you have the connection, but you still lose the strength if you don't do it every single day.
Use it or lose it.
Yes, 100%. So it is challenging to keep up with everything. But my idea at the moment is to be a better coach.
Cool, awesome.
So that's what's for me. So I'm
just
trying to...
Well, we wish you all the best for that one. I mean,
Thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Keep it up what you're doing on Instagram. It's very cool stuff.
Thank you.
The pancake handstands are going on.
I need to make one where I sit the pancake. I need to pancake.
What are you guys talking about, pancakes?
I did the old stalker thing last night. I had a look at the Instagram to make sure. Let me ask that again. Where can people find you?
I think it's on Instagram. It's
Yep.
the best way because I do teach anywhere because that's the whole idea of calisthenics.
Table, park, bench.
Yeah. But you can also find me on the beach in a lot of gyms.
Yeah, totally. But what's your Instagram handle?
It's Mar _ and that's a weird nickname, Violinha.
How do you actually, we'll put it in the description.
Yeah,
down
I think
below,
it will be much
so
easier.
people can follow from there. Easy as. And have you got an upcoming workshop?
Not in Dubai, however, I'm thinking about making one in
Cool.
UAE soon. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. There you go. Thank you very much for joining us
Thank you
today
so
and know
much.
about women
Thanks,
in
Mark.
calisthenics.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
all the
you.
best for things moving forward and more women getting involved. She definitely is a great thing. I can see it being more and more popular moving forward in the future because people are going away from weights, the accessibility of the be able to do it as well. So it's very cool. Guys, thank you very much for joining us here on Fine for People. Platform helps you find and connect with the best in health, sports and fitness. If you guys have any comments, questions, please put them down in the comment section down below. If you have any topics you'd like us to talk about, just throw them in the comments down there as well. Connect with us, engage with us, let us know your thoughts. And until next time, tomorrow, 10:30 every day daily, we're talking with different people about health, sports and fitness. So tune in and say hi. Till then, take care. See you later.
We've all been there, hours searching the internet, asking friend upon friend, making call after call, trying to find the right fitness professional, health specialist, or sports coach. So much time, energy, and even money spent only to find more problems than solutions. Well, now, with the Find Fit People platform, you can find all the available professionals with the skills you need in an instant. We've removed all the barriers by establishing a community of many different skilled health specialists, sports coaches, and fitness professionals that are alerted immediately once you've posted your request. In under 30 seconds, you can attract multiple professionals with the right skills to help you achieve the result you want. It's simple, fast, and free. Find us online at www.findfitpeople.com or download the Find Fit People app from Apple or Google Play stores so you can find fit people today.